Good evening. On behalf of the governing body of the City of Passaic, we welcome you to the August 6th, 2024 City Council meeting. In accordance with Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, adequate notice of this meeting was provided by a resolution of the Municipal Council adopted on June 18th, 2024, setting forth the schedule of meetings for the year 2024-2025. Said notice was published and posted on the City Hall Bulletin Board by the Office of the City Clerk. Please be further advised, this public meeting will be conducted in person. The Zoom stream provided is for viewing only and is offered to the public as a convenience. On July 16, 2024, public notice and Zoom instructions for this meeting were published in the Herald News and posted on the City of Passaic website, www.cityofpassaic.com, council agendas. Instructions are also available on the last page of this agenda. Please be guided accordingly.
Roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilman Love,
Present.
Councilwoman Mello,
Present.
Councilman Schwartz,
Present.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Present.
and Council President Scheer.
Present. Chair, will you please rise? Councilman Montañez, please.
Heavenly Father, continue blessing our city. Thank you for giving us this day. Please guide us in the decisions that we are about to make today, and please guide our Councilman Garcia, who's going through a loss today. Please guide him and give him some peace. With this, I ask that you continue to bless us.
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. If you are watching us from home or wherever you might be, not in council chambers, we remind you respectfully that you can get a copy of the council agenda through the internet, through the city's website. There you will find all the resolutions, ordinances, communications that the council has received from the administration, from the mayor's office, with which to make appropriate deliberations. It is raining outside, and we thank everyone for watching tonight. Mayor, it's a pleasure to see you. I know that we have a night out is tonight.
National Night Out is tonight. So
It's a bit
we had to move it because of this, the weather. They're in the indoor facility right across from our Craig Ironhead Haywood Field. There's a number of families there with vendors, the Passaic County Prosecutor's Office, Certified Angels, and many more are gathered there right now.
That is great. That is great. I wish we were there as well. Mayor, may we impose on you for a quick update?
Sure. So as I've already stated, Council President and members of the City Council, those watching and those who are with us in person, we have National Night Out. I just left there and the children are having such a wonderful time. I want to thank the Passaic Police Department, obviously all those participating, our PBA, our chief who is here this evening, but the department is there with trucks as well as our fire department. There are many bouncy houses. I believe that is why Councilman Schwartz and Councilwoman Mello aren't here presently. They're in the bouncy house. I think I saw them at school number 11. Council President, sorry to have to tell everybody what's going on. I tried to tell them to get out. They didn't want to put their shoes back on. Anyway, like I was stating, our National Night Out is going fantastic. Allow me to just make a little bit of a detour from my regular reports to update the council on an incident that occurred this week. We had a major fire on School Street. It was at 10 School Street, which impacted 9 apartments. Over 27 individuals were immediately displaced because of the fire. The 2 adjacent buildings in closest proximity to the primary structure were buildings 8 and buildings 12. They were deemed of concern because of the collapse of building 12, or rather building 10 in between building 8 and building 12. So the residents didn't immediately go back in. As of yesterday, residents were able to go back into building 8. Residents in building 12 are being assisted through our human services, as well as our relocation office and the Red Cross. Most of the residents in the primary structure received their full security and additional funding from the Red Cross. We continue to advocate on their behalf to try to facilitate any applications, whether from the state or the county. The governor's office reached out in regards to the storm and the fire, because they both occurred at the same time, and there was concern whether or not we needed help. But thanks to our firefighters, our police, mutual aid, including East Rutherford, Garfield, Wellington, Clifton, Patterson, who came over to assist us, the fire was able to be contained in the primary structure, and none of the other buildings were immediately affected by the fire. There is some water damage, but I want to thank the governor's office for reaching out and offering assistance. We're going to continue to see what we can do in terms of funding for the families or any additional help. And our relocation officer has been assisting and helping them find new apartments because Building 10 was a complete loss. I wanted to share the last Thursday, rather a couple of Thursdays ago, we had a press conference with the Passaic Valley Water Commission requesting all residents to please allow the Passaic Valley Water to do the work in regards to removing the lead pipes. I know that for some residents, there are concerns. Those who are watching live, allow me to clarify. I want to stress this and say this as clearly as possible. These individuals are only going inside in regards to lead pipes. They are not there to inspect your apartment. They're not there to find out what's going on with your kitchen, your bathroom, or your basement. We have people for that. These are not those individuals. But I only say this, and I add a little brevity, just to make clear that it's important that you cooperate, assist the city and the Passaic Valley Water through amazing legislation. Our Assemblyman led, Assemblyman Gary Scher, for historic funding, through funding and resources we receive from the federal government through the state and being managed by the Passaic Valley Water Commission. This comes at no cost to the residents. However, if you do not allow Passaic Valley Water to remove these pipes, it will cost you up to $10,000 to do it on your own. It is a requirement. Everyone must have these lead pipes removed. You can allow them to do it for free, or you will end up having to pay for it later on. But it is a requirement. We are obligated by the state to remove all of these pipes and replace them. So please assist when they come by. If you have any questions as to credibility or validity of any letter or something that's left on your door, you're free to call us here at City Hall. You can call our Passaic Police Department at the general number 973-365-3900. You can reach out directly to Passaic Valley Water Commission and verify that your address is an address that they're removing the pipes. But please reach out and cooperate. It becomes extremely important for all of us. On July 29th, we had a trade show for the Inflation Reduction Act, the IRA, which provides specific payments directly to those who invest in clean energy and climate. We held a seminar here where we invited the Board of Education, as well as government officials, not-for-profits, faith-based institutions, for initiatives ranging from whether you're doing EVs, electric vehicles, whether you're doing charging stations or putting solars on your roofs, or buying an energy-efficient vehicle. You can receive between $7,500 or up to $40,000 back. I know that through our purchasing agent, Doris, through our chief, where we're looking at some of the vehicles that we already purchased, energy efficient, through some of our stations, our charging stations, we're looking to get reimbursed for funding. So for many municipalities, it's extremely important. We were the very first city to have the trade show. The U.S. Department of Treasury chose the city of Passaic in New Jersey to be the very first city in New Jersey to present this information. So we were extremely grateful. Next week, we're going to have a few events in the city, but this week the Family Festival starts at Wednesday, rain or shine, and it's going to go on for the rest of the week. Friday, we have a fair with the county, the state, and the municipal government, brought to us by our Assemblyman, Gary Scher. So we want to thank him. I want to wish our RBI baseball team good luck. They are presently in Florida participating in the Regional World Series for RBI. They made it through the semifinals and the finals. I want to thank Victor, who is always at the very forefront of it, Commissioner Danny Rodriguez, and so many others who came together to wish them a farewell, as well as Councilwoman Maritza Colon Montañez, who participated in a fundraising trip to Atlantic City. She puts the fun in fundraising. I don't know how much everyone else raised, but I can assure you and put on the record that Councilwoman Maritza Colon lost money. here on the blackjack table. So anyway, those are reports that we received from Atlantic City. On Friday, August 9th, we're going to have the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Mobile Office here at City Hall, again in collaboration with our Assemblyman's office. On Sunday, August 11th, we're going to have our car show in the park in honor of Mr. Will Smith. There'll be a special dedication in continuing with his legacy in there. On Friday, August 16th, we will have the Dominican flag raising for Dominican restoration. On Saturday, August 17th, there will be the family camp out. That was rescheduled because of the thunderstorms that occurred this weekend, so we had to move it. It will be the 17th. On the 18th, Sunday, we will have our annual book bag drive. I want to thank our human services, our PBA, all of those who have volunteered, all those who have assisted to donate book bags. It becomes such an important initiative for the children returning to school. I also wanted to let the council know, as well as the community, that we received the gold level electric vehicle adoption leadership certificate for the city of Passaic. We earned this certificate for our WIC Health Clinic right across from our Passaic City Hall. This recognition highlights Passaic's commitment to sustainability and clean energy initiatives. The gold level certification places Passaic among New Jersey's leading municipalities in promoting EV adoption and environmentally friendly practices. All right, wrapping up. Our back to school event, our Kids City coupons. We received over 300 coupons worth $25 each for Kids City to give out to needy families to help them buy uniforms to go back to school, as well as school supplies. I want to thank Kids City for partnering with us once again this year. And our city of Passaic for our parking deck was awarded to the construction company, and it will begin this week for 310 parking spots. Notice to be provided and proceeded. Notices were given as of August 1st to all of the residents. As you can see, many of our police vehicles have been relocated, and many of the parking spaces around the city will be utilized for employees for that year as we complete. Our road improvements include Mercer Street drainage. Our roadway improvements include Broadway from Grove Street to Prospect Street, Main Avenue from Passaic Street to Washington Place all the way to William Street, the intersection of Main Avenue at Prospect Street, Passaic Street from Main Avenue to St. Francis Way, William Street from Passaic Street to Washington Place, and we've already begun the process of striping parking spots. Through engineering, through our DPW, through studies, we've identified streets that are more conducive, and we've begun striping. We did Hudson Street, and we have a number of streets moving on. So I want to thank Mark Watkins, who is present, our superintendent of our DPW. Our New Jersey Department of Transportation Local Aid Infrastructure Fund for Myrtle Avenue roadway improvements will include milling, paving, parking, striping, ADA, or Americans with Disabilities Act ramp, and bicycle lane on Myrtle Avenue from Burgess Place all the way to Oak Street in the Second Ward. Our 2024 New Jersey Department of Transportation Safe Streets to Transit bid has been opened, and it will be opened to August 21st for new traffic signals at Pennington Ave and Acre Ave, intersection improvements at Monroe Street and Hope Ave, ADA, American with Disabilities Act ramps at Main, Westerville, Acre, and Park in Shivenko Park at Third Ward. So we have a number of street infrastructure and signage projects going on in the Second and in the Third Ward in the upcoming weeks. Council President, members of the City Council, that is the extent of my opening report. If there are any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer.
Mayor, it sounds like some tremendous things that are going on.
A lot. Some difficult. The fire was very, very challenging. It was a stubborn fire, but I'm glad to share that not a single life was lost. Not a resident, and there were many pets, not a single pet. The immediate response of our fire department, the heroic acts of the firefighters who joined them, ensured that the fire could be contained, but through the police, fire, residents, and all emergency responders and first responders, everyone was accounted for.
I wasn't clear. Don't forgive me, so I help you. When I said that it sounds like tremendous things are going on, forgive me, but I was excluding the fire. and the effects. There's so many programs going on. Are people participating?
Many, even right now with this rain, I left the indoor facility to come to the council meeting. It was full with children and families. So we're excited that people are taking full advantage of all of the activities, whether a family camp out, whether the 1 week carnival festival with mechanical rides in number 11 school, whether our various recreation programs ranging from learning how to cook, dance, play sports, track, basketball, football, soccer, and so much more. There are many, many activities, as well as our intern program in the city, where individuals connect with some of our professionals, ranging from our engineers to our business administrator to department heads, in order to consider future careers in government.
Excellent. Questions for the man? Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. We're up to hearing of citizens on our agenda, Roman numeral 5. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-1 et sec, the council opens every public meeting for comments of the public. However, in accordance with NJSA 10:4-12, nothing in this act shall be construed to limit the discretion of a public body to permit, prohibit, or regulate the active participation at any meeting. Therefore, please be advised that the council will not entertain any comments from persons who communicate obscene material, make statements which are considered bias, intimidation, in which a person intends to intimidate any individual or group because of race, color, religion, gender, handicap, sexual orientation, or ethnicity, or makes comments intended to harass or speak any offensive language. The person who makes these statements will relinquish their allotted 5 minutes for public discussion. Is there a motion, please, to open hearing of citizens? Motion and second. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The council would like to invite anyone who has any comments or statements that they'd like to make.
Oh, yes, Joe Conoscenti, 170 Broadway. Council President, I want to bring up about the lead pipes. I don't believe the lead pipes is a problem. I believe the problem is the water. The water has been said already by water company and by other companies out there that it causes cancer. Maybe not to everybody, but some people. But I've been hearing a lot about this lead, children getting sick, people getting sick, but I don't see nothing, no list of how many children or anything that people are affected by lead pipes. They've been around forever. I'm still here. All you guys are still here. Lead pipes always been around. Our oceans are in bad shape. Our water system is in bad shape, but nobody wants to recognize it. That's why you got to boil your water at home. What are they telling you? All the chemical that's in the water. That's the problem. You could believe it, you could laugh, you could do whatever you want. My next question is, it was brought up at the last meeting. I brought up about the rent leveling board. The mayor made a statement saying that they have meetings and they have what do they call them? Members for the board. I would like to know when do these meetings take place. My next question is Gregory Avenue and Myrtle Avenue, the illegal parking on the sidewalk. I brought this up at the last meeting. It's been 2 weeks. The mayor said he was going to look into it. I contacted the traffic division. Nothing's being said. They never got back to me. My next question.
I'm sorry, may I have that address, please, Mr. President?
That's Gregory Avenue and Myrtle Avenue.
Thank you.
My next question is Passaic Avenue, the train underpass. The place is falling apart. bad lighting, bad everything there. The water, if you go there after the rain, is gonna be dripping down under the railroad tracks. And then tonight, you're saying that you're gonna have a concession stand over there. How are you gonna have a concession stand if the place is terrible? Who's gonna eat out of there? I know I wouldn't, because the place is in bad shape, the whole area. This weekend, I was out and I'm noticing Thursday, they got the carnival in Christopher Columbus Park. And I'm noticing on intersections, on newspaper stands, they got their posters. The light poles, they got their posters. Electrical boxes, they got their posters. I mean, I thought you want to have a clean city. It's horrible. Everybody knows every year, this is a little city. They know there's a carnival every year. So, I mean, putting signs on intersections and on lighting and telephone poles and all this, it's horrible. These are my questions I have.
Thank you, sir. I admittedly find many of your questions to be statements, but let me try to address them if I could. You made a statement that you don't believe that lead pipes is the problem, that the problem is in fact the water. I will admit to you that from what little I've read on the subject, I believe I can say with some confidence categorically, you are wrong. Your science is wrong. Every scientist worth a nickel would tell you that, but we should not allow facts to confuse the discussion, and I want to thank you for once again underlining that.
Where's the list? You got a list or you got a website?
Sir, you finished
Do you
your
have a
comments.
website for your
You
information?
finished your comments.
I know, you can't answer me.
You finished your
I know.
comments. I'm
I know, you
trying
make
to
those
answer.
statements.
Mr. Constante, you
How
made
many children
statements.
did you
I'm
say?
trying-
4,000?
Mr. Constante, please step down. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
for
I
your
know.
comments.
Have a nice day.
Anyone else like to address the council?
I move to go. Second.
There's a motion, there's a second to close public hearing. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. We're up to Roman numeral 6 on our agenda. Ordinances for second and final reading. Hearing is required. Number 1, proposed ordinance 2455-24, an ordinance amending Chapter 317 of the Code of the City of Passaic to add Article 17, municipal exemption for zoning regulations. The administration has asked that we table this motion till September 5 for a number of reasons. Is there a motion to accept the administration's recommendation and table proposed ordinance 2455-24 to September the 5?
Move it.
There's a motion. Is there a second, please? Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. The ordinance is tabled. Number 2, proposed ordinance 2456-24, an ordinance amending City Code of the City of Passaic, Chapter 258A, Stormwater Control. Is there a motion, please, to open public hearing?
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the council will be deliberating proposed ordinance 2456-24. Is there anyone who'd like to address the council on this item and this item only?
Seeing no hands, move to close the public portion.
Second.
Motion and second to close public portion.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez.
Yes.
And Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. On the motion, please, is there a motion to accept?
Move it.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
Yes, thank you. We're up to Roman numeral 7 of our agenda this evening, communications. Item 4, Assemblyman Scheer, 1 Howe Avenue, submitting an application to hold a community fair at Passaic City Hall on August 9, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., contingent upon departmental approvals. Is there a motion, please, to accept number 4 only? Motion
Second.
and second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
For reasons of possible conflict, I abstain from the vote. Item 3, 5 through 9. Are there any questions, please, on number
Council
3?
President, 3
5
needs
through
to
9.
separate.
3 separate.
Thank you.
Very good, sir. Any others? Let's do number 3. Is there a motion to accept number 3, please? Motion
Second.
and second on 3 only.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Abstention.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
Yes, thank you. On items 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, is there a motion, please, to accept 5, 6, 7, 8,
So
and 9?
moved.
Motion
Second.
and second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
Yes, thank you. Items 10 through 13, all matters considered routine in nature. Are there any questions, please, on 10 through 13? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Yes.
To accept?
Okay.
So, move.
Second.
Movement second. Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
Yes, thank you. We're up to resolutions, Roman numeral 8 on our agenda. Number 14 is a resolution authorizing closed executive session. Susan, do we need closed executive?
No, Council President.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Mayor?
None at this time, Councilman.
Thank you, sir. Members of the council, if we can take 14 off the agenda. If I may also draw the council's attention respectfully on item number 20, a resolution awarding contract through negotiations, emergency repair of traffic signals, awarding Allen Brightway Electrical Utility Contractor, Inc., hourly rate of $166 per hour, equipment cost $38 per hour, and percentage markup above wholesale cost of parts 20%. I am informed by council that we need a 2/3 majority, which means of all members present, we have 6 here. One member is not. That would be fit the category if there was a full vote. Are there any questions, please, on items 15 through 33?
I understand you just said for 20. What are we doing?
Number 20, we need a 2/3 affirmative vote for the resolution to pass, which means
Yes, sir.
all six members present at this meeting.
Yes. Okay.
Question 20. What does equipment cost, an hourly rate on equipment cost, ma'am?
Councilman?
What's an hourly rate on equipment cost? ma'am?
Mayor, would it?
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to hear the question. Are you saying what the hourly rate? That's 166
No, it says equipment cost is $38 per hour.
in percentage. All right, we have our business administrator on the line.
Yes,
Jeff Downey. Rick?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
That's,
Yes, we can.
Yes.
I didn't know you were listening into the meeting. I know you were not feeling well, Mr. Business Administrator. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here. Can you address yourself, Ricky, to number 20, please?
Yes, of course. So if I understand Councilman Schwartz's question correctly, the equipment cost is specialized equipment that we don't have, that we would have to go out and rent for them to conduct the work that they needed, because these are traffic signals. So if we do need one of, let's say, the special trucks with the equipment, it would be at a $38 an hour cost.
Thank you.
Mr. Business Administrator, we've had this in other resolutions as well, right? In terms of equipment costs.
Yes, yes, but this one's unique because we would originally only do it on a which this is still a per need basis, but we never had a contract, and this actually would save us a ton of money. We've been following the same process for years, but without this contract, we felt that we were not getting the best price, and now I'm happy to tell you that this is better than what the original rates we were getting.
But it was bid twice and came back over budgeted, and then it was negotiated to this better price.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't clear. I was just saying for the equipment costs being included. I think we had something like that with Delgado's when it was for the sewage.
That's correct.
Yes, because it's very expensive for them to house that equipment. All right. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. I was curious.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Are there any questions on the resolutions as presented?
Yeah, yes, Council President.
Councilman Mott.
Thank you. I have a few questions. I'll start off with number 19.
Number 19, a resolution award concession services for the concession stand at the Passaic train station.
Yes, yes. So it's the resolution is very general. Doesn't define the amount of work that's going to be done there. It doesn't define how many square feet will be given to that's being given to this vendor. It doesn't define who's responsible for the exterior of the building, who's responsible for snow plowing, salting. It just I'd like to get some more understanding of this resolution.
Mr. Fernandez, can you help us with this?
Yeah, so normally that's not in the resolution, that's in the contract. So I could tell you that it is in the agreement and there's maps and everything that are made part of this. The city of Passaic in this case is more of a pass-through. New Jersey Transit, similarly, which this is not the first time they've done this, they've given us the ability to bid the project out. So the city is bidding the project, but it's a New Jersey Transit facility. We originally had the ability to store stuff there, and then through many negotiations, I know this is a project close to the mayor's heart.
Mr. Business Administrator, if I may, this occurred in other municipalities like Newark. It still remains the responsibility of New Jersey Transit to ensure the maintenance of the area, and all those who lease would have had a contract with them. So the same expectations of maintenance of work would remain as previously.
Yeah, and the project has a 2-year construction buildup. It's a full gut rehab of the interior of the space because it is not, right now it's just 4 walls. So the bidder has to completely construct the project from scratch.
Council President, what the business administrator was referring to, the space that is put aside for this project is already in use. It was already in use as storage. The work that will be done will not impede or interrupt in any way those who utilize the train station to transport, whether to work or otherwise. Yeah.
That's correct, Mayor. And if anything, it brings a greater amenity to the ridership, providing something they haven't had probably since the inception of that building being constructed, over 100 years ago.
Yeah. And how about the parking? What it does to the parking for the people that use the train?
Is this similar, Mr. Fernandez, to the concession stand in a Third Ward Park?
And in Pulaski.
And every park, Council President, the same as every concession stand we have throughout the city.
Just to give some perspective, a couple years ago, we had the concession stand closer to the tennis courts, the one by the baseball field. Unfortunately, that location was not very conducive for concessions in terms of it being far away from the majority of the traffic. So this area, after consideration, and New Jersey Transit did a deep study to consider whether they would want to move forward compared to other municipalities in which they strategically place concession stands, they overwhelmingly came back with support for this project in the city.
Excellent, thank you. Councilman Monk?
Yes, hello? If you hear me or not?
We can hear you, Councilman.
Okay. The other question I has on item, resolution 35. So this
Is
is,
it an ordinance for first reading, Councilman?
oh, let's say, I'm sorry, this is a ordinance. Yes, I'm sorry, this is an ordinance. Yes, correct. Okay, I'll wait on this. Mhm.
Did you wish to comment on 35, Councilman?
I could wait until we get to the ordinances. That's fine.
Okay, very good. Did you have additional questions, sir?
No, I have no further questions on the resolutions.
Very good. Are there any further questions from 15 through 33? Hearing none, is there a motion please to accept 15 through 33?
So we have one. Didn't we have one? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So move. I apologize.
Second?
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
yes,
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. We are up to ordinances for introduction and first reading. Number 34, proposed ordinance amending the designation of restricted parking for disabled persons by license plate number. Is there a motion, please, to accept for set down for second and final reading at our meeting of September the 5th at 7 p.m.? Is there a motion, please?
Move.
Motion
Second?
and second. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
yes,
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Shear.
Yes, thank you. Up to number 35, please. An ordinance, proposed ordinance rescinding ordinance 2216-19 and adopting a redevelopment plan for 141-155 Broadway, blocks 2203, lots 3, 4, 6, and 7 in the city of Passaic, New Jersey. Is there a motion, please, to accept set down for second and final reading at our meeting of September the 5?
Move.
Motion
Second?
and second. Councilman Monk, did you have a question on this?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, Council President. Yes. So typically when in the past we've had, residential homes that are being redeveloped, and to creating this redevelopment plan, usually we're putting in, permitted uses is, multifamily, right? Maybe, if you'll get something commercial on the first floor. That's been very, very typical with numerous redevelopment plans that we've seen. And this one, there's a lot of new permitted uses that are being included in this plan, including governmental offices on any floor, studio galleries, any floor, medical health services, any floor, restaurants, any floor, business professionals, any floor, retail service establishments, any floor. So why are we incorporating other permitted uses over here? And in addition, how is the parking being calculated here? That instead of just having residential units, which is usually, is a formula of per beds, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. How is the parking for this plan being calculated, being that you could have on any floor offices that will obviously use up a lot more parking than residential apartments?
Mr. Fernandez, can you help us out on 35?
So this is actually not new. That was actually taken from the original ordinance that's being rescinded. So because this is Broadway and there's many different uses all up Broadway that have complete 100% commercial buildings, we wanted to keep the opportunity that if they wanted to convert it to a solely, completely commercial building, they could, which those uses are consistent with a C zone and CR zone, which is the underlying zone. And that's why that's there. The parking calculation is actually based on the square footage of the facility. But in Broadway, not for this case, but just for the council's edification, a pre-existing commercial structure on Broadway is exempt from parking under our ordinance. This would not do that. In fact, one of the reasons we're so excited about this amendment is that the developer was able to acquire 2 additional lots, hence the amendment that would now include a greater number of parking, as well as, because it was done so long ago, now we can include the affordable housing components and the electric vehicle components that were not in the original plan. So this would really change what the original plan was to a much better, much more comprehensive, inclusive plan, because now there's additional space to make this project even better.
So what are the requirements for parking here?
So the backup is there. Give me 1 second. Let me just pull it up. Item 35. Okay. So parking for this facility is as follows. Studios and 1 bedrooms are 3/4 of a spot. 2 bedrooms are 1.5. 3 and 4 bedrooms are 2 spaces per unit. There will be no apartments greater than 4 allowed. Affordable units, studios and 1 bedrooms are 3/4. 2 and 3 bedrooms are 1 space per unit. 4 bedrooms are again 2 spaces per unit, which was not the case in the original plan. The original plan, if you recall, was one of the original plans when we were first trying to entice development. If the council remembers, this was a fully tax exempt property owned by a house of worship, and we were able to negotiate a subdivision to get it back so that we can do a redevelopment plan. So this would actually put these properties back on the tax rolls that were once eliminated, as well as dilapidated properties that have been boarded up to the point of being boarded up with metal sheathing because of the number of squatters and break-ins that were there.
Right, but there is no requirement for the commercial. It does say here that the planning board is hereby given the authority to waive any and all of the uses parking requirements in this redevelopment plan if a parking structure or surface parking lot with adequate capacity is located within 500 feet of the subject use, but there's no requirement for parking for commercial.
So if it is not specifically stated, the underlying zoning or ordinance applies. So it's a square footage requirement. So it's based on the use. So in our ordinance, it's based on the use, the commercial use, and the square footage of that use.
Okay, so this redevelopment plan will not override any of the current zoning requirements?
No, that's not what I said, Council.
Okay, I did not say, I didn't suggest you said it. I'm just trying to stand. You mentioned
So
that.
what happens is in a redevelopment plan, that which is specifically stated supersedes the underlying zoning ordinance. All other terms that are not here are referred back to the underlying zoning ordinance.
Well, it does define, it defines what the parking requirements are, but it's all based on apartments. So I can make a case that I only have to put parking if I have these apartments. But if I don't have any apartments, I don't need any parking.
So
Why
that
can't I make
argument,
that case? Yes.
that argument they would have to make with the underlying zoning ordinance, because the silence of that requirement, right, makes you have to look at the underlying zoning ordinance.
Councilman?
I was just, again, I'm uncomfortable, without it specifically saying anything in here. Because it does talk about, other parking waivers. And it just says here in item number 4, that applicants are strongly recommended to obtain offsite agreements, but doesn't say that they're required to do that. So I just want to know that legally we are fully covered here, that the parking requirements for commercial space, office space, whatever it might be, is not, that this does not supersede our current zoning requirements.
Mr. Fernandez?
So, I mean, if you want, I can just add a section that says, commercial parking requirements as stated in section 31753 of the zoning code. I could just add that one sentence under parking.
Okay.
if you-
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Okay, just
Would
so,
that be
just so this,
satisfactory? Councilman Monk, would that be satisfactory?
yeah, I just want there's clarity. That's all. There's clarity of what we're passing, because parking is always something which is on our mind. So, fine, as long as it's very clear, so we don't have to come back and debate it later on, or have other people interpret it differently.
Very good. Mr. Fernandez, if we can ask that at our meeting of September 5, if it's the council's disposition to approve the ordinance, if you could present the ordinance in its amended fashion.
Yes, sir. In fact, I have to do that anyway, because that's the version that has to be presented to the planning board at Wednesday's meeting. So I will make that at next Wednesday's meeting with that change on it, and then it'll come back with a recommendation with that change in it.
Very good, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Councilman Monk?
Yeah, that's all. That's all. Thank you.
Are there any other questions, please, on 35?
No,
Councilman Monk?
I have no further questions. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Very good. If there be no other questions, is there a motion, please, to accept 35 for second and final reading at our meeting on September the 5th?
So moved.
Motion? And second, thank you. Roll call, please, on 35.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
Yes, please. Number 36, please, with the council's permission. An ordinance approving an amendment to the City of Passaic's redevelopment plan for property designated as Block 1003, Lots 6 and 20 on the official tax map of the City of Passaic, and located at 99-107 and 113 4th Street in the City of Passaic, New Jersey. Are there any questions, please, on 36? Hearing none, is there a motion, please, to accept 36 for second and final reading at our meeting of September the 5th? Motion?
Second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez,
Yes.
and Council President Scheer.
Yes, thank you. Payment of bills. Are there any questions, please, on the bills as presented by the clerk? Seeing no lights at this time, is there a motion, please, to accept the bills as presented?
Motion.
Motion?
Second.
And second, thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez, and Council President Scheer.
Yes, thank you. We are up to administrator's report. Mr. Fernandez, it is wonderful to have you on the phone.
Thank you, Council President. None at this time.
Very good. So, Mr. Mayor?
Council President, today Valley Bank held a seminar for our seniors at the Senior Center to discuss prevention of fraud for our seniors. It's extremely, unfortunately, a popular I don't even know if that's the appropriate word because of what it connotes. It continues to happen around cities in our state where seniors are being taken advantage of. They receive phone calls, they're being told that they have to pay a bill out of their account, they're giving their account information. So we're grateful to have partnered with Valley Bank today to have held a workshop in the senior center to educate our senior citizens directly. We will continue to do so. I want to thank Pablo Riviera from Valley National Bank for coordinating this. We also were able to give out free food bags that we secured with Valley National through Goya to needy seniors. And we will be hosting a special event with Valley Bank coming up to have a community fair and make this a broader approach in educating the community. That's it.
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
well, if I may, I want to congratulate the chief and the fire department once again on the promotion of 10 new sergeants. 10 new sergeants that are on the seat, recently promoted in our Passaic Police Department. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, ma'am. Members of the council? Just 3 notes, if I can, with your permission. Number one, Councilman Mello, we all hear that you're not feeling well at all, and you've stuck with us throughout this meeting, and we thank you very much for your persistence and your dedication. And Mr. Fernandez, the same, of course, applies to you. We know that you're not feeling 100%, and for you to spend time with us is very, very kind and generous. And as a last point, at approximately 8 o'clock, there'll be boats outside to take everyone home. I guess we should be thanking God for the rain. Is there, at this time, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Motion? And second, roll call, please, to adjourn.
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Love,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mello,
Yes.
Councilman Schwartz,
Yes.
Councilwoman Colon Montañez, and Council President Scher.
Yes, thank you. This meeting is adjourned.